Happy Friday. Hope that you guys are enjoying today's roller coaster of a market. It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having a great Friday. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. One moment we're down, another moment it's quickly recovering, and boy, did it recover like we haven't seen this week. Originally, over $800 billion has been wiped from the US market as soon as markets opened. A lot of this was being led by the semiconductor and memory chip space, something that fueled and added to the selling pressures. A lot of these Asian markets were kind of leading the uncertainty, the fear being injected into the market. One little message that I want to share with you guys, again, this is like a terrible statistic, but I think it could be a great motivator, a great reminder for a lot of you beginners that are wanting to get started, wanting to get invested. There's a right way to do it, and I believe there's a wrong way. You're all trying to get invested, hopefully to build confidence, to add more to those positions as time goes on once you prove it to yourself. With that being said, you don't do that with leverage. You're still testing out the market. A lot of you guys are complete beginners. Why are you going all in and then some when you've never really tested this market? 1.2 million retail traders received margin calls this week. This is in South Korea, which is about 3.4% of the South Koreans' entire adult population. This is huge. Like, that is such a terrible statistic. It's like the crypto bros, where like at one point over 50% of Bitcoin bag holders were at a loss. Most of them got liquidated. How do you ruin your perspective, your opinion about the market? You ruin it because you ruin it for yourself. You enter the market too aggressive, you use leverage, and like we've seen in the past before, direction can turn against you. And when it does, and you're using leverage, remember, you're using borrowed funds. If you have $5,000, maybe they let you trade with or invest with $10,000. Market turns against you and you get liquidated. You're like, this is distasteful. I'm discouraged. I never want to do this again. This market is rigged. But guess what? Just like we talked about it this week, what if you only bought like one share? One share of, just an example, whatever company you want. But semiconductors are obviously very popular, so are memory chip stocks. Let's just say that you buy, I don't care if you have $1 million to your name, just buy one share to test it out. If it sells and drops, worst case scenario, 30, 40, 50%, just one share. You're like, hey, good thing I didn't go all in. If it begins to recover and you see that it recovers, based off previous highs, let me go ahead and pull this up very quickly. If it recovers, which again, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. 37%. You're like, hey, this really is motivating me. I can see why investing, can make sense. Buy when there's fear in the market, but do it with a position size that you can afford, that you can tolerate, and then sell and take profits when it reaches your price target or, you're comfortable in trimming profits. Like, it could really, moments like this can really make the difference for you for the rest of your life if you don't ruin it. Let me make this very clear. If you're a beginner and you buy into this dip, don't expect to become a millionaire if you're not a millionaire already. Just do it to gain experience, gain exposure, and hopefully build confidence. By even just buying one share, you'll really expose yourself to the market volatility. You'll see some days you might be down 5 or 10%. Do the math. Hey, if I would have invested with $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, what would that have looked like? Man, that's a lot of pain. I don't know if I'm comfortable tolerating that. Now you know. But now you have one share to kind of always refer back to. It's oversold enough that it could be considered a decent deal, knowing that it still can sell off more. But if it does recover, the upside is great, right? You'll become very motivated. You'll understand the point of value investing during downturns, position size management, and hopefully the next time an opportunity similar to it presents itself, maybe instead of buying one, maybe you buy 10, right? Whatever it is, you keep it tasteful, not distasteful. I wanted to use this as an example because, again, I think what is happening is they're taking an opportunity where people have made a ton of money, but they're over leveraging themselves during an uncertain time where corrections, as we've seen, 25, 35% happen within very short periods of time. And if you're leveraged, a 20 to 30% correction is all you need to get liquidated. Do not invest as a beginner. with leverage. Okay. Trump, he is now offering and willing to charge up to $100,000 a month for quicker access to his Truth Social feed. This is a follow-up from yesterday's post where, again, Trump wants to give API access to Wall Street traders and firms so they can get quicker access to his post and everyone else's posts. I believe that is an abuse of power, a conflict of interest, and enriching yourself while in position of power that you were elected into. You let me know down in the comment section what you think. Breaking, the Trump administration has notified Israel that it is sending dozens more refueling planes to the country ahead of a potential massive offense in Iran. Not too sure if this is a empty threat, but it doesn't sound like a de-escalation. This week, they've been attacking nonstop. I updated you guys yesterday, right? President Trump is reportedly considering a massive offense in Iran. Among the options of being considered are bombing Iranian infrastructure facilities like power plants and nuclear sites. President Trump can order the escalation in the coming days. I'm not too sure if this is to drive more pressure to get Iran to negotiate with them, as it doesn't seem like they have been. Brent oil prices are currently surging to $88 a barrel. So the big winner for this is oil. Oil stocks and ETFs are rising as the rest of the markets drop. But again, that wasn't the case for all semiconductors. At one point, a lot of these semiconductors were in the green a lot more than what they are now. Since they've hit their highs, they became very overbought. Again, you can look at it on the 30-minute time frame. It's still a descending pattern. Market sentiment is still bearish, but it was a beautiful dead cat bounce. Honestly, great bear trap for a lot of people. It bounced right at 800 and it went through the roof. I went long originally, and then as it approached previous highs, I took profit and it gapped up even higher. I paid the price for it, right? If you're part of my LPP team, you got to see the good trades, but you also got to see the not so good ones, the bad trades. And that's the whole point of these live sessions. We pulled on back to the moving average, but it's still so incredibly bullish right now. It rallied up to highs of 900. Very impressive. That's almost that is nearly a $100 move from 804 to 904. Very impressive. Now we've pulled back. Now we're kind of breaking structure. And right now it's anyone's game. We have 1 hour left. It's power hour. It's really up to you to decide, would you rather stay cash? Do you want to carry a position over the weekend, knowing that things can continue to escalate? Semiconductor stocks can continue to fall. They're down 25, 30%. That doesn't mean that they can't fall lower. Or is it oversold enough that, again, are you investing in a way that you can tolerate more downturn, respecting that, you like the upside potential because it outweighs the downside risk? There's no right or wrong approach to this. It's all based off of how you see this playing out. If you believe markets are going to recover, what are you doing about it today? You don't have to buy today, but what is your plan of action? Staying cash until confirmation? Are you buying small amounts today? Are you going all in? The plan needs to be formed now, not once the markets begin to recover. The action can happen after, but the plan needs to be now, right? So again, a lot of volatility. One moment we're bearish, another moment we're bullish, and now it's correcting once again. Power hour is here. Just wanted to update you on some catalysts that can move markets, right? So we got what's going on in the Asian markets, and we got the tensions that's going on in the Middle East. I'll do my part in continuously keeping you guys up to date. And like I said, I provide updates every single morning with our LPP team. If you ever want to watch one of our previous live sessions, please just click the second link down below, scroll down and click preview live session, and you will actually watch one of our recent live trading sessions. So even before you join LPP, you know exactly what to expect. So again, one-time payment, lifetime access. We have members that signed up back in 2018. They paid once. They still get to watch me trade live today. I appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team, and happy Friday.